I just wonder how a jury is going to react when they find out these two moms, one of them a preacher's wife. And listen, I don't care if you are an escort. I don't care if you're a dope dealer. I don't care if you're Mother Teresa. What I care about is proving a case where a crime victim has been mistreated. Who the victim is doesn't matter. Lady Justice is wearing a blindfold for a reason. And yes, she has the scales of justice in one hand, but a sword in the other. So when I keep saying preacher's wife, preacher's wife, preacher's wife, I mean, Dr. Bethany Marshall, renowned psychoanalyst joining us from Beverly Hills, author of Deal Breaker. You can see her now on Peacock. Dr. Bethany, I hope you agree with me. It doesn't matter that she's a preacher's wife or that they were on their way to a children's birthday party. The point I'm making with that is these aren't two dope dealers who have a turf battle. These aren't two women that have been engaged in felonious activity, that somehow got caught up in crossfire. I'm saying these are innocents, and they are stun-gunned and murdered and stuffed in ice chests and buried out in a cow pasture. You had to have a forklift, a big farm machinery to dig that hole. I mean, these two ladies, what did they ever do wrong? Don't you see the dichotomy here?
You know, Nancy, not only are there innocents, but between the two of them, they have 6 children dependent on them. One of them had 4 children, the other had 2. So this has a ripple effect into their families. Nancy, I don't think those stun guns were just to subdue them. They were to round them up like cattle. This has a feeling like somebody came, like the whole villagers came after them with pitchforks. Whoever did this had horrendous hatred for one, if not both of these women, and really they had worked themselves into some kind of a frenzy because they could have, subdued and killed them in sort of a soft kill kind of way, but they chose the most difficult route, stopping them in their car, hitting them with stun guns, knifing them, putting them in a freezer. This was a gruesome scene. This was a mob who really wanted to inflict as much pain as possible on these beautiful, innocent women.
Joining me, renowned trial lawyer, defense attorney with the Tate Group, who is located in Savannah. No offense, Mark Tate, but how do you do it? How do you stand up in front of a jury and argue innocence or ask a judge for a lenient sentence when you've got 2 mothers stun gun, knifed, stuffed in a freezer, an ice chest, and buried in a cow pasture?
Yeah, it's disgusting. The facts that they're going to hear about how these people died are disgusting. And so when you're a trial lawyer and you agree to take someone's case, you have to understand that in this country, which has the greatest criminal justice system on earth, the best one ever designed, that you're presumed innocent, and the state has the burden of proof to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that those people who are accused actually did the crime of which they are accused. And so really a trial lawyer can only stand up and hold the state to that level of proof. And that's really all you can do.
Tate,
and you have to do.
I didn't ask you to give me a tutorial on constitutional law.
Well, sometimes it seems like you might need it.
I got that at NYU. I'm asking you, how do you do it?
Oh, you didn't go to NYU for constitutional law.
Take a big slug of whatever's in that cup.
I didn't ask you about your stainless steel mug, but now I'm going to tell you, how do I defend this case? Only on procedural grounds at this point. And what I would say is that
mine
these
has
women
a tea bag.
Not...
Yours doesn't.
Well, I've got to come on a show with Nancy Grace. Mine's coffee.
So I think that's how they do it. They dance around it. But you know what? Let's get back to the facts. Listen.
Investigators execute a search warrant at an Oklahoma cow pasture. Jillian and Veronica's bodies are placed inside a freezer with personal items that do not belong to Butler or Kelly. Investigators find bloody clothes, the handle of a saw, as well as a taser. Some appear to have blood on them, like a pair of Wrangler blue jeans with a black belt, a brown sweatshirt, a black hooded sweatshirt, and a second pair of Wrangler blue jeans.